Hey, what's up, guys? Tuki here, back again with another episode of A Nation United Russia edition right here on NHL 20. And today, we go through what is really our first official offseason after what was a very, very good draft to kick things off. Now, as far as what happens free agency-wise, I don't know. Although, yes, I know we won't be signing Burakovsky, who's Swedish. I'm sorry. Ugh, I always make that mistake. But again, like, you know, I had talked about Chris Gibson being Finnish, and it's like, it's just, you know, sometimes you see certain names, like, oh yeah, and then you got to be reminded, like, oh yeah, the guy's not eligible. I get it. And then we're also going to have to decide just how the hell we want to go about playing some of our younger options. But to start, for now, I don't know if we're signing Askarov, but DeRosier, Boyle, Kuchis, Langman, yeah, you're gone. Charlie Lindgren will be here for one more season, though, so that's cool. Defensively, we might as well keep Renat Valiev. I mean, he's not good, but he's a Russian, so we might as well keep him. Because everybody else is being dropped. Forward-wise, Nikolai Goldobin, of course, we are going to try and keep, and we are also going to go with the old 85% trick to try and keep that price down just a little bit, not by much, pretty much go 2 by 2, see if that works for him. Vladislav Kamenev needs a new contract. I'd prefer to get a 3-year deal done. I don't know if that's going to be possible. We'll go 2 by 3. I could go a little bit cheaper than that, but we'll see if that works. Denis Gurionov. I mean, a 4-year deal would be phenomenal. I don't know if he's willing to sign that, though. We're about to find out. Mr. Gurionov. You know what? I think the same thing. I'll overpay him a little bit to try and get that done, to try and get him signed long-term. Yakov Trenin, who fought Zdeno Chara the other night. Absolute madman. Let's just try to get him locked up long-term as well here. We'll go 2.8 for 4 years. Then, of course, Bishop is gone. We don't know what we're going to do with some of these younger guys. Elson, Gaudette, Cramarosa, Martinson, Walcott. All of you guys can go. Let's sim for today and see how these negotiations worked out. Kamenev rejected. He doesn't want extra term. Denis Gurionov is back. Trenin signs. Valiev. Goldobin wants more money. But for the most part, that went pretty well. So with Goldobin, he just wanted to get paid more, which we can do. We'll just give him the money he's asking for. And then Kamenev isn't willing to budge on the term. So we'll go 1 year at 2 mil. That should work out for both of them. Kamenev resigns, Goldobin resigns, and we are good to go. So free agency-wise, it is going to be very tough to fill out this roster with nothing but Russians. I honestly don't think that we're going to be able to, but we are going to try our best. So let's sim the free agency. Coaching staff, I'll probably have to make a jump cut about to get this to work anyway, because Lord knows there are just way too many players right now that we're going to have to look for and to try and sign. But for now, we'll at least stay live with this because we need to focus on the big names that are out there. So goaltending-wise, I mean, there's nobody. That's what it comes down to. There is, I mean, aside from Anton Khudobin, who, yes, we are going to sign, but in terms of big name help, that's just not happening. We'll sign Khudobin, 2 years, 2 mil. I mean, we're going to need to have players take up a ton of cap space anyway, which really sucks. But yeah, there is no help here. There is no help here. Anton Khudobin is it. That really, really sucks. And again, the lack of the KHL being in the game is the big problem with that. I mean, you can find Germans and Finns for days, but it's going to be a while before we find Russians. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Although Zagadulin? Yeah, Zagadulin's Russian. I was going to say. He was a Flames prospect. I'll see if I can sign him for the 3 years. Is there anybody else here? Kevin Lankinen's not. I mean, Khudobin and Lankinen are at least 2 decent additions for now. But yeah, I mean, in terms of filling out this roster, I don't really see what the hell I'm going to be able to do here, because there just aren't any players. Dude, I fucking hate how this resets. I just want to look at the nationality. Leave me alone. There might be a random Russian. Yeah, there's not. Okay, so we might just end up signing like the worst players possible to help fill out the roster, or maybe some veterans who are low rated. Defensively, in terms of top players to recruit, Dmitry Kulikov is the top option right now. He wants 3.2 per year, which is batshit insane. But we'll try to do it. We'll go up to 3.8 for 2 years. I mean, we might as well, give him that little bit of extra money to make sure that we're able to bring him in. That's the one benefit that we have, of course, right now. We're going to be able to overpay players on shorter contracts for quite a while. And there's nobody else. There is nobody else. Are you kidding me? Ooh. It's a good thing that first draft went well. Vladislav Gavrikov is available. Let's go 2 years at like 1.3 just to make sure we get him. The now former Blue Jackets. Luke Shen, Jonathan Erickson, Corbinian Holzer. Oh boy. Yep, this is tough. This is tough, and this is going to be tough. At this point, judging by the names I'm seeing, I don't think any of these guys are really even worth, panicking over trying to sign or not. There are just no Russians. And again, how great it would be if you could sort by nationality like you can on FIFA, which is made in the same building. But nope, that does not exist, unfortunately. So then the forwards. Actually, well, here defensively we can look at potential. I'm not expecting to find much here. Cernak's not available. We know that at least. Kuku, Olofsson. I mean, wow, there's just nobody with potential. I mean, out of medium 7ths, do we have any options? Are there any options whatsoever? It's not looking good. Andreas Borgman is Swedish. Damn it. That was just me hoping for the best. Parakta's not available. Oh, this is awful. This is absolutely awful. There aren't even any medium 7ths. Really. Not a single medium 7th. All right, let's see who we have for forwards then. Who do we have? So Taylor Hall, top of the list, obviously. Not available to us. Mike Hoffman, Soderberg, Duclair, Sherry. Ilya Kovalchuk is obviously going to have to be our top option, and to be honest, we probably don't want him to be the cap sink. We're going to want it to be somebody else. Let's go $4 million for this season to the legend. And we'll have someone else who's not going to have any trade value be the cap dump that we'll need them to be. This. Ooh, this offseason. Ilya Mikheyev is available. That's helpful. Let's just go 1 year. He'll be the guy that we just try to keep every year, I think. But Ilya Mikheyev is available. Filling out this roster is going to be a nightmare. Nikolai Prokhorkin is available. Let's go 1 year at like 1.25. Someone that we can keep around for a little bit if we want to. Pretty much always have the money to pay him unless the morale system goes haywire and he ends up with an extremely high overall. Do we have anybody else here who's around a 75 or above? It doesn't look like it. Oh, well, here we go. Mikhail Vorobiev. UFA as well. The Flyers just outright let him go. I'll sign him to that. That's perfect. Patrick Russell, who of course is from Denmark, as you would expect with a name like Patrick Russell. Another one of those players that always comes to mind in terms of like, okay, that's not what I would have guessed off of your name, but sure, we'll deal with that. So free agency wise, I think we're out already. We are pretty much already out, and it sucks a lot. This, yeah, the optimism was there at the end of that draft. Like, oh, okay, maybe free agency wise, this could go okay. No. Nope. That is not where we are right now. So 8 contracts. We'll be up to 20. We are going to have to sign just a bunch of randos to get through this. And that really, really sucks. So, coaching staff-wise, it's such a pain in the ass to try and redo this that I'm honestly not going to yet. We're going to let these contracts expire, and we'll just replace these people over time. Because you can't fire everybody at once because it says, oh, no, you have to have a minimum number of people, which is just a massive pain because then you can only fire so many people, and if you fire too many people, then, yeah, we're just going to let the contracts expire. That's the best way to do it. We'll bring in Alina Kiskinen as a scout. There aren't that many good scouts out there in general. So in terms of flipping the coaching staff, it's going to have to be more like an MLB type of thing where it just takes a little bit more time. Zagadulin rejected because of locker room chemistry. That's garbage. So you're telling me you'd rather be a free agent. Dmitry Kulikov rejected because of locker room chemistry. Okay. Gavrikov signed. Hudobin signed. Kovalchuk signed. Vorobyov. Mikhaev. Verkorkin didn't want a longer deal. He went to Edmonton instead. So the extra money wasn't enough. And now is where I totally regret my decision to leave the morale system on. We will go ahead and throw more money Zagadulin's way to the point where he can't really reject. At least I hope not. And we'll see if that goes through. At least we got some players, but obviously, like, you know, these are guys that we might just be looking at trying to flip, much like we did with Artem Anisimov. So there we go. Zagadulin signed. I'm just going to have to sign a bunch of rando players to fill out this roster. That's what we're dealing with right now, which means, yes, this first season, or the second season coming up, is going to be very similar to the first season, where we're just banking on the lottery to bail us out. Am I signing Askarov? I don't think I can. With how bad these rosters are going to be, I just don't know if we're going to see, oh God, enough. I don't know if we're going to see enough, or if we're going to see enough progression to make it work, basically. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 forwards signed. So we need like 14 forwards. And we have $45 million in space. So this is going to be fun. Let's fill out this roster really quickly. It shouldn't take that long, I would hope. So, goaltenders. Are there veterans who are, like, terrible that have interesting names? Like, you know what? Screw it. Like, let's sign Jeff Glass for a year. He's played in the KHL long enough. He's an honorary Russian. And is there another name that's interesting, like Brad Thiessen, Justin Peters? Let's go for former Hurricanes, Capitals goaltender Justin Peters and pay him all of the money because we have to. We have no choice. Defensively, Tom Gilbert. Let's give Tom Gilbert all of the money as well to help take up some of that cap. That would be our third defenseman signed. Number 4 is going to be Maxim Fortunas. Because why not? Jonathan Erickson. You've made enough money. This is Jonathan of Jordan Sigalet, former Bruin. Not sure how many. So you are... God, what's that now? 5 defensemen that we'll have on roster? That's beautiful. Brett Festerling would be 6th. Cam Barker would be 7th. Poor Cam doesn't even have a picture anymore. That's unfortunate. Matt Taormina would be the 8th defenseman that we have. Is that Mark Frazier? Damn sure is. You would be the 9th defenseman that we have on roster. I can't wait for these guys to reject. Ryan Wilson would be the 10th, I do believe. Kyle Comiskey. Kyle Comiskey would be the 11th defenseman that we have on roster. Jakob Kindl. Why not? Former Red Wings great. That's not Dan Boyle. I wish it was. Any other? And Ty Wishart. Former Islander. What a guy. So that would be 13 defensemen that we have on roster. Let's sign like 2 more guys. Kyle Stollery, who was a former Av and Devil, as you could tell by the jersey. And Matt Bartkowski, former Bruins and Minnesota Wild great. Let's sign 1 more. Andrew Campbell. Andrew Campbell. There we go. And then forward-wise, we need like 14 forwards, but we're going to wait a day just to make sure that cap-wise I don't need to sign anybody else to a big-time deal. So let's see what happens. 40% locker room chemistry. Oh, EA, come on. Come on. There's no reason whatsoever for someone who's going to rot on the free agent list to reject. At all. At all. There is no reason. And Antti Ranta was just traded for Val Filppula and Franz Nielsen. Oh, boy. Okay. This is where we are right now. Why did I do this to myself? Why did I do this to myself? Again, you can't turn off the morale system once it's on. You can turn off morale meetings. But that's it. Which, you know what? I will turn those off for now. Oh, we're so screwed. But again, that just kind of shows a fault in the game. Like you're telling me someone would rather just sit at home and fucking work the cash register at a convenience store than make $700K because of poor locker room chemistry? I don't think so, EA. I don't think so. I think you're wrong. So we only have 22 players on the contract right now. Good God. Let's just try to sign a bunch of forwards here really quickly then. Who the hell do we have? Any interesting names? Like Cody McLeod. Why not? We'll keep him around if he wants to be. We're going to have to sign a bunch of these people to like one-way deals too, just to try and make sure. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Matt Ford, come on down. You know what? Here. I hate this player with every fiber of my being. I'll give him a contract, sure. Fuck it. Just somebody sign. Is that enough to break the curse? I hope so. Steve Bernier, just don't play in a cup final. I hate, like, poor Steve Bernier. Like, that's, like, is that not what comes to mind whenever you think of Steve Bernier is what happened in the Kings-Devils Cup final? I'm sure it is for all Devils fans. Probably for all Kings fans, too, because it worked out pretty damn well for you. Oh, Matt Reed. Matt Reed. You were a player. You sure were. TJ Hensick. Please sign. That is the least flattering picture of somebody I have ever seen. Matthias Olim. You mean Edmonton Oilers great? He played... No. Who am I thinking that played for the Oilers with a name like that? Then again, there are a lot of players who played for the Oilers where it's like, ah, yes. You played for the Oilers once upon a time. Oh, like around the oil change series? Amazing. Eric Condra, please sign. I'm begging you. If a lot of these guys don't sign, then yeah, we're gonna have to jump cut this. We're gonna have no choice. I'm just trying to sign a bunch of veterans to give them a chance. Does that make me such a bad person? Like former Stars bust Tom Wandell. No disrespect, Tom, but I mean, come on. Andrew Desjardins, who wore the number 69. I feel like I should be allowed to sign Ryan Reeves, but we have to reunite Nick Bergfors and Ilya Kovalchuk. That is absolutely something that has to be done. Let's see how many of these players reject and would rather sit at home on the couch than play professional hockey. Let's find out. Colin McDonald rejected. Rich Clune rejected. Matt Reed rejected. Bergfors rejected. Rejected. I want to die. One player signed. One. Kill me. All right, well, the good thing is I was actually eventually able to sign people. The key is just to wait until you're closer to the regular season because, some people like to hold out hope for a little bit longer than they should in thinking, well, something might change and a team that I'd actually want to play for might say something. So, hey, I get that. Holding on to hope in some instances is a good thing. Although, there are some times in life where you have to look there, you have to look at the situation and say, hey, that's not my reality. It's not going to be my reality. And you gotta do things. You gotta do things. So, anyway, Askarov, for the moment, not going to be signed. Marchenko, Amarov, Kulemin, not going to be signed. We are going to spare those poor boys from this horrific reality that is about to await this team this season because it's not going to be good. The goaltending is going to be Anton Khudobin and Artem Zagadulin, who will be on the team over the Hamburglar Andrew Hammond. So we have a full Russian goaltending tandem. The defense is Gavrikov, Kindle, Valiev, Stollery, Wilson, and Tayarmina. And we might as well, let's call up Matt, or I was going to say Andrew Campbell. Let's go for Kyle Comiskey. So that's going to be the defense. At least we have Gavrikov. And in forward-wise, that is our top 10. 11, 12, and 13 with Bork. So Desjardins can go down. And that is the team. So, in terms of potentials going up, Kravtsov's now a fourth liner, so him playing in the NHL last season wasn't exactly overly detrimental to his development, but that team is probably going to be better than what this team is, although, I guess that debate can still be there over who should be playing. I guess it can still be there. Because the top 9 is full Russian, which is nice. That fourth line's a bit of a mess. And it's mainly because of Max Lapierre. But that's also because he's a bit of a mess. And by a bit of a mess, I mean not a good player. So, But let's see. Easy way to send him down. Get another skill guy. Yeah, we don't even necessarily need to have it be a skill guy. We can just send him down because I think Philippe Mallet is the healthy scratch on that front. So we should... Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit better. Well, actually, it's the AHL, but that's fine. I don't think we have anyone to worry about in the AHL. Go best lines here. There we go. Now it's better. So, the top 9, it puts Kravtsov on that top unit with Kovalchuk and Barbashev, which sounds about right. We could change up some things to get slightly better chem for some players. It's not going to matter too much. But with that defense, I like Khudobin, but he's not great. And with that goaltending, it's not going to be a fun time for any younger player to play on this team. Again, last year's defense would have been not much better, but still better than what we're looking at this year. So let me know, though, because I think we might end this here because I got to make sure I get videos out today. This is the third video I'm recording, and I need to make sure that I'm good to go. So I thought we were going to start the season this time out. We're not. Next episode, though, I think we just sim the entire season. There is the question over whether or not we trade certain players, and let's be honest, we probably will if we can. I made sure to give us a little bit of a safety net in terms of how much cap we have, but I could easily sign one more player, and then we can look to move on from, well, Kovalchuk doesn't even have that much value. Barbashev we're going to want to keep, I'd say, full-time. But like Renat Valiev, if his value's still that high, he's absolutely getting traded. Ilya Kovalchuk, if we can snag a second-round pick for him, he is absolutely getting traded. So I think next episode, sim the season, make some moves, have the highlight be the end of the episode with the draft. I think that is the game plan. So sorry for a little bit of an abbreviated episode with it just being the free agent period, but hey, that happens from time to time. I do thank you for watching, regardless. Hope you enjoyed. Shout out, of course, to my peoples over on Patreon. Again, thank you for the successful start to that venture. And I will see you guys tomorrow because, yeah, that's what we're doing, man. Daily uploads for both of these series. I like it. More progress. Not having to wait as much. Getting stuff done. Although, yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer with this team, isn't it?